Entitled Parent Tries to Steal 25k from Her Teenage Daughter. You all. Final entitled Parent Story about my mother. You all. Let's go. Yes, my mom was a shit person. No CPS didn't do anything. The cast. Entitled Mom. Lawyer. Me. So for some background info, when I was 12 years old I was hit by a drunk driver while crossing the street. I managed to survive with a few stitches and completely busted legs. Entitled Mom refuses to take me to get physical therapy because she didn't think I needed it. Anyway, so the case went on, and I was awarded $25,000 that was supposed to be with the bank getting interest. Well, at 16 years old I moved out, and after getting treatment for some of my trauma disorders we finally made the big step and called the lawyer. No shitting bricks. So the lawyer told us that a few months before my mom contacted her asking to have the money put with her bank. Now that seemed fishy, so the lawyer asked for my email address to contact me to make sure this is what I wanted. Well, surprise surprise, I didn't know about it. The lawyer essentially gave my mom a big fuck you. After the lawyer told us this story, she said, in all my years I have never had a parent try to steal a kid's money from getting hurt. Leave it up to my mother to be one of a kind in the worst way possible. Next post. Entitled Mommy, my kids and I are moving into your house, and as a compromise, I'm gonna let you live there too. I'm a 32-year-old woman and I just bought my first house. It has 3 bedrooms, a yard, and is just what I need right now. I'm single and have 2 dogs and a cat. My sister is 34, has 3 children and lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. Lately, she's been talking about how such a tiny living space is not enough for the 4 of them. When she got to know about the house I had bought, she became very upset and told me I was being wasteful as I'm single and don't have kids and therefore don't need such a big space. I reminded her that what I do with my hard-earned money is none of her business. She went on to complain to our mother about how selfish I was being. Yesterday evening, I got a call from my mom telling me I should let my sister and her kids move into the house. My house. I told her that no one was going to live in the house that I paid for but me, and that extra space would be great for my dogs to play in. My mom also got very upset with me and told me I was being unreasonable. That my sister's kids are growing and need the space more than my dogs. I offered to help my sister out financially so she could rent a bigger place. My mom got my sister on the phone, who shot down the idea, telling me I needed to let her and her kids live in my house. When I refused again, she very generously suggested a compromise. I could live in the house with her and her kids and would not have to find somewhere else to live. She said this as if she was doing me a favor. I told her she had lost her mind and hung up. However, my mom and sister kept on pestering me, with my mom trying to guilt trip me by telling me that my sister had been crying over not being able to live in a nice house like mine. I got fed up and decided to shame them. I made a post on Am I the Asshole about this, and of course, most of the commenters could hardly believe how entitled my mom and sister are. They got bashed pretty badly. After getting the verdict from Am I the Asshole, I decided to send my sister and mom a link to this post, letting them know that I had made it. As expected, they freaked the fuck out. My mom texted and called many times telling me what a horrible daughter I am and how I've embarrassed her in front of so many people. I told her to calm down as these are all strangers on the internet who have no idea who she is. But asking my mom to listen to reason is like asking my cat to stop shoving things off of horizontal surfaces. So I told her I'd talk to her when she's willing to act like an adult. My sister has been crying about this to my mom and any other relative who will listen. Most of them won't. They had been on my side from the start and had agreed that my sister's demands were ridiculous. They think this whole thing is hilarious. Next post. The last straw with my mom. This happened about 7 years ago at my grandmother's funeral. So, ever since I hit adulthood and left home, my mom has more and more critical about everything in my life. My career, my wife, my hobbies, my own parenting abilities, you name it, she complained about it at length. Before Grandma came down with cancer for the last time, I was barely speaking to my mom at all, only brief as I could make it phone calls for birthdays, Christmas, etc. When Grandma died, we knew there was going to be some time before the funeral. Grandpa had to arrange the cremation, get the plot, etc. Even with help, it was set for about a month after she died, to hold the burial of her urn, and a wake/reception at their church. As soon as the date was announced, my mom pointedly called me to demand that I not bring my cultist wife with me. Wife was raised Mormon, and at that time, was attending church roughly twice a year. Religious, my wife ain't. Come the day of, I get up early, make the 3+ hour drive alone, and attend the burial service. This is the first time that I, then 34, had seen some of my relatives since I was a teenager, and a couple. It was my first time ever. Not wanting to cause drama, I say that my wife stayed home with the kids because they started school the next day. Funeral was on Sunday, kids actually started school the next Wednesday, but I didn't want to cause issues with my grandpa, and we were cordial but not close. The funeral service goes okay, we transit to the church a few miles away, and I start talking with people as everyone is swapping stories about Grandma and her frequent chocolate chip cookie care packages. Mom pulls me off to the side of the room, like, actually pulling on my sleeve until I follow her, not even to actual privacy, just off to the side, and starts to loudly berate me for making her look like a fool by showing up without my wife. When I try to bring up how she insisted I get cut off because she would never do that, I just turned away, walked over to my grandpa, said my goodbyes, and drove home. I haven't spoken to her since, despite her sending me several passive-aggressive postcards over the years. Maybe next time I'll share the time she implied I should trade my children away for a prestigious degree. Next post. Entitled Mom at Best Buy, Quarantine Edition. Oh boy, this is a fun one. I didn't get involved, I was just a spectator and watched while I waited for this lady to leave the store. Also I'm on mobile and this is my first post, so forgive the bad formatting. Quick note, I left my phone in the car and tried to flag down one of my parents to bring it to me or come here. Sadly could not get their attention. I really wanted to record this. Our lovely cast. M equals entitled mother. Ek equals entitled kid. .se equals store employee. M equals manager. I am me. On to the story. I was at Best Buy getting new headphones and maybe some movies too. I accidentally snapped my really brittle old headphones in half, and I figured it was time for a new pair anyways. I see the pair I want to get and I have enough money for them. They're locked in one of the glass cases. I was in this store alone without my parents with $200 in my pocket for some stuff. I go and ask store employee if I can buy the headphones and he says yeah and heads over to unlock the case. We get back and entitled kid is trying to pick a lock on a glass case with a paper clip. He's trying to get a really big, fancy drone. Store employee asks the kid to stop before he ends up messing something up as he unlocks the case to get my headphones. Entitled kid stops picking it and runs off to go get his mother. This kid was around my age 14. He looked like a delinquent. Entitled kid doesn't come back for a little while and I finish paying for my movies and my headphones, which add up to around $180. Headphones $160, and two $10 movies. Tax not included. I am about to leave and then I hear the unmistakable yelling of a wild entitled mom. I turn around instead of going out the door and watch. This is the interaction. Entitled mom, to store employee, did you yell at my kid? Store employee, no mom, I told him to stop trying to lockpick the cases. Entitled mom, why? Store employee, he could damage the locks, and if he managed to open it he could steal something expensive. Entitled mom, my little man would never steal. It's not your right to tell him what to do. That's my job. Store employee, sorry mom, but breaking into cases just isn't allowed. Entitled mom, uck. You don't know anything about your damn job, you dumb teen. This is why your generation is doomed. Where is your manager? I laugh a little to myself because she is doing the funny Karen thing. Her kid looks like he regrets nothing. Store employee sighs and responds with a quick yes, I'll call the manager in here, before dialing up the number on his phone. Shortly after, the manager walks in. Manager, what's going on? Entitled Mom, this employee yelled at my kid for playing with the locks. Manager, why was he playing with the locks? Entitled Mom, he was trying to get the thingy out. She points to the big drone in the case. Manager, were you planning on buying it? Entitled Mom, yes. We were. Manager, okay. Next time ask for an employee to open the case instead of doing it yourself, please. Store employee reluctantly opens the case and takes it out. Store employee, alright mom, this is $600. Entitled Mom's expression drops immediately. Entitled Mom, bullshit. $600 for a flying hunk of plastic? Store employee, I didn't make the price mom, and it isn't just plastic, it's a high quality drone. Note, the drone was about 2 feet in diameter and looked pretty high quality. $600 sounded almost cheap for a drone that cool looking. Entitled Mom, whatever, I'm leaving. She then grabbed her kid by the hair and practically drug him out of the store. On the way out she went, what are you looking at? To me. I'm looking at a crazy woman. That's what. I then left and went back to my parents' car and told them what happened. Not sure what happened after that. I left after most of the action was gone. Thanks for watching my dudes. Make sure to check out my other videos. If you can, please like, comment and subscribe.